What's up, everybody? It's your boy Will Games 215 underscore in the building. Today, I am here with a video I said I was going to make after my Eden Zero's reaction that I posted yesterday. If you have not seen it, go check it out. But in that video, we had Vase versus Dr. Mueller with the assist of Laguna, and it got me to thinking like, dag, Vase, you couldn't beat Dr. Mueller on your own, which I definitely think he could have. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely think Vase could have beaten Dr. Mueller, but the way they portrayed it was that he needed Laguna's help. And then someone in my comments made reference to Zoro and Sanji, and I can see it. I can see it. So that made me to get my list. Like, let me rank every person currently on the Eden's Zero. This is not all characters in the story so far, just the ones who are currently on this ship. I'm going to rank them to how I feel their strongest are, from weakest to strongest. Weakest me because some of the characters in Eden Zero, their main priority is not to be a fighter, and they have other um roles on the ship versus besides just fighting. But I'm going to rank them up, and let me know in the comments down below how you guys rank the characters currently on the Eden Zero ship, or how you just rank characters in general. So let's dive on into this video. And number 12, y'all, this is like a joke character, Moscow. So I got Moscow at number 12. I feel like he's the weakest person on the ship at this point. He got one shot by Vase on Gilst. He didn't really do anything on a Drake and Arc. Like, I kept proclaiming, I kept throwing it out in the air that Moscow was going to do something, and he did absolutely nothing. So he's number 12 as the weakest person on the Eden Zero. Now, don't get me wrong, he could prove to be stronger and useful later on, but as of right now, I feel like he's the weakest person on the ship. Number 11. People might think this is a joke character, but this character has a lot of potential if Mishima does it right. I have Pino at number 11. I believe Pino actually is the strongest person on that ship. If Pino had a human body, she could take every person out on that ship. Her EMP shuts down machines and ether gears. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like she shut down yeah, when she was fighting with Vase on at the Coliseum, he used her EMP, and he used her power to short circuit that guy that was running his ether gear, and he beat him. Pino has the potential because her body is little. She's really not a fighter, but she's very useful when it comes to helping out in a major fight. I'm glad Mishima does not overuse her ability all the time, because she really could stop. Like, if anybody on the ship was to fight an opponent whose ether gear is so OP, Pino could use her EMP to shut the ether gear down. Granted, she might shut down the person who she's helping. She might shut down their ether gear as well, but Pino has a lot of potential. If she had a bigger, like a human body, or like a different type of body, I definitely think she would be top tier contender in like a fight. She's useful, but like in a fight, she's gonna get washed. So I feel like she's number 11. Number 10, I have Rebecca and Happy. Now, the only reason I have Rebecca so low right now, because a lot of Rebecca's fights beginning of the series were joke fights. She proved herself against that B Cuber on the Coliseum. Then she proved herself against Nino, who I kind of feel like went easy on her because she said one hit from his arm would have killed her. And who else did she fight? She fought Becca. I think that was her name. I think her name, I don't remember, but the girl on Farista, and she barely won. She only won because her cat leaper ability activated, and she went back in time and sucked her up because she had prior knowledge to what was going to already transpire. So that's really the only reason she beat her, the girl that turned to smoke. Rebecca is really, really underrated. And I feel like as the series goes on, she will definitely get stronger. Her base ether gear is speed with her marksmanship. She can definitely be a top contender in the Cosmos along with everybody else on this list. But as of right now, I just have her at number 10. At number 9, I have Hermit. Um, I feel like Hermit is a little bit stronger than Rebecca. Like I feel like you can interchange the two. Hermit is number 9 only because once again her ether gear is not catered towards fighting. She can hack you, and like she did against Fee, whose name I'm so hyped that I remember every time I remember it. But she can when she fought Fee, she basically hacked his gun to the point where he couldn't use it anymore, and then she used her ether gear, her power to create guns, and I don't know if she created them or she turned the guns on him. Um, but if you remember, prior to her doing that, throughout that fight, she was kind of having like a hard time dealing with Fee. Not like a hard point to the hard like to the point where she had no chance against him. He just was, outmaneuvering her and outthinking her, and he underestimated her actually too because of her appearance, and that ultimately cost him. But yeah, I think she is around number 9. She's not weak. She's not super strong. She's like right in the middle. At number 8, I have Sister. Now, y'all know Sister is Bay, and Sister is my favorite character in the whole freaking Eden Zero. I just love her personality, her character design, just how she maneuvers is just like funny to me. I love everything about Sister. I have her at number 8 because once again, I feel like she's a little bit stronger than Hermit and she's stronger than Hermit, Rebecca, Pino, and Moscow. Even though her primary function is to heal, we saw in her fight against Dachi that she can overheal you to the point where it causes damage. I feel like that is a powerful skill in itself, to have your healer not only be able to heal, but she can also deal damage. So I feel like Sister is like just stronger than those guys to the point where she might take them out if she used her. What was it again? I think it was overheal something that she used against Dachi. I'm trying to remember the name of the tech. I remember it was like overheal. I remember that much, and it caused damage. And not to mention, she likes to torture people. So I definitely feel like she's stronger than the other ones that I. She's definitely stronger than Hermit, Rebecca, Pino, and Moscow. Only if I'm trying to tell y'all, if Pino get a human body and keeps her EMP power somehow, some way, because you know how mangas work, Pino would be freaking OP. Like, I'm sorry, and she gets like training, she would be OP. But I'm sorry, I just gotta reiterate that fact. At number 7, I have Vase. Vase to me should definitely be higher on this list, but his showings and his fights, he's a very limited fighter. Yes, he has Arsenal, um, but Arsenal has like a really, really huge handicap. It drains a lot of ether. Apparently he hasn't been repairing it after each fight since from his fight with Mueller that we just saw in the past chapter, where he did win, and it showed that he doesn't really need Arsenal to fight enemies, but Arsenal is kind of like an addition to him. But Arsenal has like a little bit, it's like a handicap because it drains ether. He doesn't keep up maintenance on it, and he can only do a certain amount of attacks with it. um and every time he put the suit on, he hasn't definitively beaten anyone, because he didn't really, I mean, like, he beat Laguna, but it was like, you know but I got Vase at number 7. He's not weak, he's not strong, but I feel like he's stronger than the others that I named before him. But the people above him, I feel like he's losing to them in a fight for some weird reason. And number 6, I have Colleen. Now I feel like Colleen, Jin, and Laguna are going to join the crew. I hope they do. That's like a strong feeling, a hope that I have, that they will join. But I have Colleen at number 6. Colleen, with her emotions off, is super powerful. She took out Rebecca. She almost beat Homura twice, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I feel like that fight against Homer was like a bad matchup, and it. But Colleen looked really good in that fight. Um, she's. I feel like we haven't really seen much of her, besides what we saw from her on Draken's arc. But I definitely feel like she's beating Vase. She's beating Sister. She's beating Hermit. She beat Rebecca already, and she's beating Pino and Moscow. So I feel like she should be up there, but like not like at the top. I could be wrong with Vase. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all feel like I have him too low, and I might be underestimating him. But I definitely feel like he's losing to Colleen and everybody above her. Number 5, I have Laguna. Now I'm kind of looking at my list like maybe I should have Colleen number 7 and have Vase number 6. But I'm Laguna's number 5. He's definitely like the fifth strongest person on Eden Zero currently right now. Um, I feel like we did not see him in Witch's fight purposely. Probably because they're evenly matched, or Witch is like a little bit stronger than him, maybe. But I feel like Mishima purposely off screened their fight, or he off screened the fight because we already knew what Laguna's power was. Um, Laguna is like a really, he reminds me of Juvia, so he will, to me he's in that range where he could lead a ship on his own and be powerful, and he showed that when he took out who he took out Shiki, only because he made Shiki cry, like a tear drop out of his eye. He took him out. We know that was a technicality. Like Shiki probably would have beat him, and then he did the same thing to Homura, and he actually like almost beat Vase, but Vase came back. But I definitely feel like Laguna is the fifth strongest person on the Eden Zero. He's he's a really strong character. You can put him in when you need him. Like he doesn't have to be like a main focal fighter, but he could definitely be like a reserved back fighter that you need. When like how Shiki, Rebecca, Homura, and Vase were on Forista, which went to him, and the others like, yeah, I need you to like pilot these ships and stop them from destroying the Eden Zero. So I definitely feel like Laguna is like the fifth strongest person on the ship. At number 4, I have Witch. Witch, you have to have her and Laguna next to each other because they kind of parallel each other, and she was the one who went to get him to join when they went on, what planet was that? The planet where they met Nadia and they learned about the Horcrux, the objects to find the mother. Witch, I know Witch is strong. Witch is super strong, and I know she is. Witch has ice ether, electric ether. I think she had wind ether, and she had another one. Was it fire? I don't know if she had fire, but I remember her showcasing at least 3 different types of ether. When she fought those guys that invaded the ship, I forgot what their names were, but it was the girl who could stretch her legs, the quick draw guy, and then the guy that had like super strength. She kind of beat all of them on her own. So Witch, like we all know Witch is strong. The way she carries herself too, she doesn't flaunt it. I feel like Witch is the second strongest Starshine, definitely. And she's the defense of Edens. If you know, but remember she is like the shields of Eden. I think she said so. She has to be strong to be able to protect the Eden Zero. So I definitely feel like Witch is the fourth strongest person on the ship, if not the strongest. I could be wrong, but I kind of think the others above her are a little bit stronger than she is. And number 3, I have Homura. There's come on, bro, come on. We know Homura is strong. Homura been training since she was a kid, like Shiki. Homura is a great swordswoman, and she can change her ether sword to tiger claws. I think she did daggers, a dual sword. Did she do a staff? For some reason, I want to say she did a staff. I could be just imagining things because I was just watching the 100, and Dioza had a staff, so I could be confusing her with Dioza right now. But Homura to me is the third strongest on the ship. She has many fights. She's showcased how strong she is and she's not to be underestimated. And she is now the fourth star sign of Valkyrie. So I definitely like. There's no like we know Homer is the third strongest person. Yeah, I originally had her at number two, but I feel like my number two is stronger than her, and that is Jin, the boy Jin. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all about Jin, y'all. Jin was introduced on Gilst arc where he fought Shiki, and Shiki was like oh shit, like when they had their first clash. Then they fought again with no definitive winner. Then they fought again, and he beat Shiki because Shiki went overdrive, and Jin said, "You think that's an overdrive? And let me show you one." Boom. He's gonna be what Gajio should have been to Natsu, because it was clear Natsu was stronger than Gajio. But with Jin and Shiki, you don't know who's stronger. I kind of feel like sometimes Shiki is stronger because he's the main character, but then I feel like Jin is stronger because he has that body, he has that mentality. Like he was a mercenary, he has that mentality. Like he's been tortured. Anything for his sister, anything for the family. I feel like Jin is the second strongest person on that ship. I do. I definitely do. I feel like you could switch him and Homura around because I feel like Homura, he would give Homura a good fight, and I feel like she can beat him, but it would be an extremely high diff fight, or because we don't know if Homura has overdrive for her ether gear, but we definitely know Jin and Shiki have overdrive. I'm sorry, and number one is Shiki, of course. Shiki has Xenolith with him. He's definitely about to get a power up. Currently in the story, he's weak compared to his other enemies, but on Eden's Zero, I feel like he's the strongest one. He shows the most potential. I kind of feel like Witch is the strongest person on the ship, but if we go by story, I feel like it's Shiki who is definitely the strongest one on the ship. Um, Shiki is going to get a power up. He's going to get training. He fought Draken, even though he had to be weakened. He still fought him and he still won. Um, what else? What else can you say about Shiki? Like Shiki is Shiki. Shiki speaks for himself. Like each arc he gets better. He has very good control of his ether gear, which is not really spoken about that much in the series. Ishiki has really good ether gear control of his ether gear. He learns, he adapts, and I feel like that's what makes him strong. He thinks of ways to use his ether gear to help him if he has a disadvantage. Like when he was fighting who was he fighting? One of the frog dudes, he was fighting someone, and they were shooting at him, and he condensed his ether gravity to a shotgun and shot it. He was fighting Cyber, and he realized like if I'm going to catch up to him, I have to do like a weird path, and he took that weird path and caught up to Cyber. When he was fighting Kurenai, he they were saying he wasn't going to damage the I forgot what it was called, the machine that she was in, and he damaged it, and he actually defeated her. When he fought Drake, when he fought what's the dude, Jamilov on Digitalis, I mean he was hacked to help him, but I mean he proved himself. Like Shiki is a really really strong character, and I feel like he will definitely get stronger as the series goes on, because this series is definitely different from Fairy Tail, and Shiki is not getting bullshit power ups. Shiki is fighting and getting stronger the correct way. He's not getting, you're my friend, so I'm going to be stronger. He's fighting stronger opponents, and he's getting stronger. And that's what I like about Eden Zero more than Fairy Tail. Even Rebecca at the beginning of this series, yes, Rebecca was a great shot, but she was not a good fighter. As you go on into these arcs, she's continuously growing and stepping up. Vase is the same thing. His main thing is not to be a fighter, but he's adapting to his situations, and he invented a suit to help him fight. These characters, Shiki is a fighter. Homura is a fighter. Jin was not a fighter. He was forced to be that way, and now he's strong. Like I feel like the story is kind of like the obstacles they go through, they're being forced to be strong. And I like that. they're not just being bullshit and getting stronger. That's what I like about Eden Zero. But that's my list. At number one, I have Shiki. Number two, I have Jin. Number three, I have Homura. Number four, I have Witch. Number five, I have Laguna. Number six, I have Colleen. At number seven, I have Vase. Number eight, I have Sister. Number nine, I have Hermit. Number 10, I have Rebecca and Happy. Number 11, I have Pino. And number 12, I have Moscow. That is my ranking of the current members on the Eden Zero at the moment. Let me know what your list down below of how you guys would categorize these characters. I'm gonna put in the description box my list, or you could just watch the video and give me your feedback in the comments. But it's your boy Will Games 215 _ in the building. I am out. Peace and love, everybody.